Proud of Jennifer Morrison. She dressed so nicely to be on our show today.
Beautiful.
Very classy. Anyway, hi, Jennifer. Jennifer from Once Upon a Time, and of course from House, co-stars with Adam Brody. It's a movie called Some Girls. The Adam Brody character is going to get married, but he wants to go back and revisit some of his old girlfriends, and he really probably wasn't all that nice to them.
I'm here because I just want to do something here. Right or wrong or whatnot, make things okay.
Huh. All right.
Does that make sense?
Not really.
Well, what I mean is, we had a really nice go of it back then.
High school.
Yes, school. Great times back at Central Valley. And a lot of fun. And then we sort of...
Well, you ended it.
Right.
You broke up with me.
Yes, I did. That's true.
Was there something else you wanted to go over?
You weren't making it easy for him, are you? Blondie, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm loving this whole put together look.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great.
So good to meet you. You
Please
smell
have a
good
seat.
too.
Well, thank you. My goodness, can we
You
hear?
smell like roses.
Okay.
So you have so much going on right now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I feel very lucky. Having Some Girls coming out soon and
Couple
being
other
in the hiatus
movies.
with Once Upon a Time and I'm working on a film called The List right now, so
This is as good as it gets.
I'm kind of pinching myself.
Oh, yeah. So in this, I like this idea here. He goes back basically to make amends. He wants you to say to him, it's okay.
Yeah.
You were a little mean to me, but we were young. You weren't cutting him any slack there.
No, and we're also, you know, all the girls are in different situations with him, but my character specifically hasn't heard from him in 12 years. They were high school sweethearts and kind of talked about having a life together, and then he just broke up with her with no explanation, and then she hasn't heard from him for 12 years, so imagine getting that phone call.
So what happened to her in the 12 years?
She's gotten married and has kids and has had a really great life and is very happy with
But
her.
that's not enough.
Well, it is enough, but you know, I can understand how anyone, if your high school boyfriend, your first love, calls
Yeah.
you up and says, "Meet me in a hotel room. I need to talk to you." You'd be like,
So
"How do you say
weird.
no to that, right?"
Oh.
So
What were
I
her-
don't know if I would go.
it would be. I would definitely be torn. I mean, you know, there's just that human nature thing where you just want to know. You know, you just want to know what they want to tell
What were
you.
the expectations? What, do you think he wanted more than that?
Well, I think, well, you know, and obviously you'd have to ask Neil LaBute, who wrote it and is an incredible writer, but what I sort of made up for Sam's backstory was that she wanted him to want her back. She was sort of, she doesn't want him, and she's not,
No,
and she's happy
but
with her
she wants
life,
the victory.
But she wants the victory of
Yeah,
him wanting
okay.
her
Yeah.
back,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Could
Now-
you imagine getting everyone in a room that you dated and had to go back and talk to them?
No.
Literally, my heart just started pounding when you said that.
Right?
It sounds horrifying.
I'm getting visions of like high school and like people.
We're going to go back to Arlington Heights and
boy.
round up all your old boyfriends.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, I didn't have that many, actually.
Because you started young. You were doing like modeling as a kid. So did you have a normal childhood? Did you
I did,
have the
you
high
know,
school and the boyfriends and the whole thing?
My parents were amazing that way. My parents are both teachers.
And your dad? Teacher of the Year?
He was Teacher of the Year in Illinois in 2004, yeah,
Yeah.
which is a big deal. He's a music teacher, so
Yeah.
it's a big deal. Yeah, so they're great, really grounded, real people. And for my childhood, the attitude was always, you know, you can do this as a hobby until you're old enough to make a decision about it. And until then, you know, just as long as you're serious about school, then it was okay. So they definitely kept both my feet on
And
the
this
ground.
is why she's the woman she is today.
Oh, well, thank you.
Come on, you're an actress. You must be nuts.
I'm sure I'm not.
I don't get
I'm
that
nuts and
nuts
normal. It's
vibe.
just a good little combination.
Yeah, I don't get the nuts vibe.
Well, no. If you are not capable of living in the netherworld a little bit, it's hard to be a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a very active imagination.
Well, especially Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
Talk about
Yes,
Fantasyland.
that is very true. We do a lot of climbing beanstalks and doing things with magic beans and all sorts
How
of things.
fun is that?
It really is fun. And it's an interesting challenge as an actor because you go to work and it's not just like, oh, we're going to have a conversation and we're going to see how it goes. You're trying to figure out how to make magic and fairy tales seem real and seem relatable. So it is a different challenge in a really fun
You
way.
gotta pinch yourself. Like,
Exactly.
this is work.
Well,
getting
sometimes when
paid
you hear
for
our
this?
conversations on set, it's very funny. It's like, well, I'm working with the dwarves today, and then Little Red and I are going to go into the forest, and then when I dig up the magic beans and we go by the mayor's office, then we're going to make sure that she hasn't stolen the magic beans.
You know, back in the early 70s, magic beans meant something else.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might be a little too young to know that.
Okay.
Use your imagination.
Yes, I can definitely do that.
The decision to come out here, to come out to LA, you were doing theater. You were in Steppenwolf, which is...
I did their summer program, yeah.
Okay, that has been the stepping stone for so many wonderful actors who are out here. Did you know that you were going to be an LA Hollywood kind of an actor at that point?
You know, I wasn't sure. I was always in love with New York, and I've always been in love with theater, and I think ultimately that's kind of what I've set my sights on in the long run. But I also knew that I was very, very lucky because I started at a young age, and I had done enough film and television at a young age to have an agent in Los Angeles and have them wanting me to come out here when I was 18, 19.
Which is step one.
Which
and
is
the
a
hardest
huge
step.
deal, and I didn't want to pass up on the opportunity to do Los Angeles when I was a young woman and know that the roles for women on stage just get better and better as you get older.
As you get older.
So
Isn't that wonderful?
It's the reverse of
it really is.
I know we have to wrap. You two have something in common, which we haven't brought up.
What is that?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, go ahead.
Sports Illustrated for Kids.
Yes.
We were
Were
both
you
on the
it?
cover.
That's so cool. I'm
You were
so
with Michael
excited.
Jordan.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on one of these big TV cameras, like riding around, because I was doing kids sports casting.
Wait, when
back
I was
then.
shooting it?
No, we were both on at different times.
at different
But we
times.
have that in common.
That's
And I interviewed
awesome.
Michael Jordan when I was 11.
That's incredible.
And you met him. How old
Talk
were you
about
when
meant to be.
when you did the
Look at
cover
that.
with Michael Jordan?
That is incredible.
You're like
you like
sisters
10?
now.
I was 11, yeah.
you were
I was a
11.
kid.
Oh!
She was 11.
We're like sisters from
We are
another mister.
bonded. That's incredible. I
Bonded
love
through
that.
SI for Kids.
And you have Michael Jordan in common.
That's right.
Wow. All right. Jennifer.
That sounds weird.
Thank you very, very
It's
much.
not weird.